Welcome once again. This is SALT, our School of Accountable Living, Timing and Earning. Greetings once again from SALT, our School of Accountable Living, Timing and Earning. I'm your man, C. Valentine, Siva. And today, proceeding from our two earlier videos, we are talking about cooperative values today. There are 6 core values that every cooperative work with. Even if they are not called cooperative, just take the Dangote Group or MTN. Compare their internal makeup. If these core values are not there, they will not be in existence in the first place. Because the core of every group, even a criminal gang, these are natural laws. This is not just peculiar to registered cooperatives or cooperatives in developed countries according to the principle. No, I'm talking about natural laws that apply to every human corporation. Once two or more persons would cooperate, agree, cooperate, reason together and work out something and make it blossom, grow, affect others. There are these 6 core values that must be brought on the table to make it work. And here we go with them. A particular beautiful source. I've seen several sources online, but first value we talk about is self-help. Once the idea of self-help, that we are coming together to help ourselves, once it is replaced by any other thing that looks like self-help, or the cooperative is doomed to fail. Nigeria is a typical example. More than 100,000 cooperatives have been registered in different local governments and states in this country. And I can tell you, if there are viable ones, maybe you can have about 20,000. And among those viable ones, go and check. Not up to 5%, not up to 1% of them we are registered for the singular goal of attracting government support. Even if they have it as one of their goals, they first of all gathered together and told themselves the brutal truth. No one is going to help you until you start helping yourself. Full stop. And so, self-help is the first thing. If me and you want to incorporate a company, we want to start producing toothpick or start producing automobiles or houses, the first thing we must tell ourselves is we are going to do this for our own good. The next value you must consider in cooperating with another person is what we call self-responsibility. There is no self-help without self-responsibility. Self-responsibility as a core value is the idea that every member has to be self-motivated. From what we agreed to achieve, you must do your best to make this work. You must play your part and not wait for some other person to beat you into line, to force you into making your own part work. And then we talk about number 3. Number 3 is where it begins to blossom as attractive and beautiful. Democracy. What is the value of democracy in every human cooperation that every cooperative in this world must imbibe? A cooperative should be such that no one forces you to enroll in a cooperative. And whenever you want to leave, you should be able to do what? To leave without hindrance by anybody. The rules of the day, the laws, the bylaws should not be able to prevent you from leaving when you want to leave. Even though the bylaw might control what you get as severance when you're leaving, but it should not for any reason control your leaving. That's where a cooperative differs from a cult or a gang. Now, the fourth value we are bringing is what we call equality. Equality as a core value means that every one of us is equal. Will have just one vote. The only person with a casting vote in a cooperative, in a registered cooperative, is usually the leader, the president. Why? Because all of us elected him and gave him those powers. So that whenever there is a tie, wherever he drops his vote, the opinion, the decision tilts towards that side. So, in the principle of democracy, a cooperative is one place where you would have equal rights, equal vote with me, even though you might not have the same financial commitment. What it means is that if you are committed to the tune of $10, do it diligently. Don't wait for anyone to force you into doing it. If you are committed to the tune of $1,000, do it diligently. Don't wait for anyone to coerce you. In the markets, capitalist markets, two things are driving. Either the things you fear are pushing you to run into certain things. Because whenever you're running away from something, you're running into another thing. And your greed is attracting you and pulling you into certain things too. But don't wait for those two forces to drive you in a cooperative setting. The value of democracy moderates this in a cooperative. Do your own part diligently. Now, another value that we must bring on board. And all successful cooperative leaders have deployed these values in order to create a system that live longer than they themselves as human beings. That's the principle, the value of equity. Value of equity. You remember the saying, "He who must go to equity must come with clean hands." The value of equity says, treat A as you treat B. You do not change the laws. You do not change the rule because B is my brother or C is my friend. And then A comes and you tell him this is the rule. And B comes and you tweak the rule in his favor. There's no system that will accord you ownership without responsibility. Like, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So, in summary, these six core values are inherent in every cooperative that will succeed. If I see it in your cooperative, no matter how small you are at the moment, I know that you will grow big. When you have the value of self help, people are bringing on board the value of self responsibility. I don't wait for people to push me in order to bring what I can do on the table. The value of democracy, I know my worth here. I am an individual and I am respected and accepted that way. In the system, the value of equality, I have one vote and every other person has one vote. Only our president has a casting vote because we have given him that power. Now, we, the value of equity. I am treated the way others are treated. And finally, the value of solidarity. I key into what the center is doing when the center needs me to key in, not at my own, even though at my own pace, but not not outside the agreed setting. So once we work in solidarity and we treat each other equitably, we are bound to succeed. Thank you very much. These six core values are inherent in every cooperative that will succeed. If I see it in your cooperative, no matter how small you are at the moment, I know that you will grow big. When you have the value of self help, people are bringing on board the value of self responsibility. I don't wait for people to push me in order to bring what I can do on the table. The value of democracy, I know my worth here. I am an individual and I am respected and accepted that way. In the system, the value of equality, I have one vote and every other person has one vote. Only our president has a casting vote because we have given him that power. Now, we, the value of equity. I am treated the way others are treated. And finally, the value of solidarity. I key into what the center is doing when the center needs me to key in, not at my own, even though at my own pace, but not not outside the agreed setting. So once we work in solidarity and we treat each other equitably, we are bound to succeed. Thank you very much.